This is Jam Nation.
With Jonesy and Amanda.
Our next guest is one of the country's most lovable gardening gurus. For a decade, he's been hosting Gardening Australia. He, of course, is my nemesis because it's up against the living room, and at the Logies, we pull each other's beards and fight to the death. But we do love him, and he's here today to encourage us all to get into the backyard with the kids. Costa Georgiadis, hello.
Amanda Keller, lovely to hear your voice. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I'm here as well, mate.
Oh, he gets a little jealous.
Sorry, Jonesy, I was getting to you.
Were you getting there? It sounded like you were just going to do the gloss over.
Well, I told him to. Costa, I'm still eating your honey, and that's not a euphemism. You've given me some of the honey from your native bees in your backyard, and I now have my own native bees in my backyard as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, you know, it ties in perfectly with Biodiversity Month, which we're heading into, and you know those little details. Having those native bees, they help with pollination. They connect with the native plants in your area. They do the best job of pollinating them, and then once they grow and are successful, that creates habitat. The habitat then brings other insects. Then the birds come to eat and predate on those insects, and you start to build an ecosystem. And I suppose this month and this project is all about getting children outside and saying, hey, you know, get out there with mum and dad or grandma or grandpa or your aunt or uncle and you know, become aware of these things. Have a look, take photos.
The things with the native bees is that they're stingless, so you can have them close up to your house and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and here I'm up at a school up in Linfield, a little primary school, East Linfield up here, and they've got native bees right in the middle of their chicken pen, which is next to their chickens roam around their little orchard where they've got their fruit trees, and then next to that they're growing their vegetables. So you can start to see in a school garden all of these principles around biodiversity playing out in the children's playground. It's really wonderful.
When I was a kid back in the 70s, you just spent all your time in the backyard. All you had was little concrete strip to ride your skateboard, a little bit of grass, and your dad would burn off. Like, you're not allowed to burn off.
Everyone had a home incinerator. Dreadful.
Oh, the incinerator. How good was that?
Yeah, it was a different world, wasn't it? Like, Sundays there was just smoke billowing around the suburbs.
Yes.
Some people that burn the lawn clippings in the gutter.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what Dad used to do. And he'd rake it all together, and it'd just burn in this, and it wouldn't be a fire; it'd just be this smoky thing. And then when he wasn't looking, we'd ride our push bikes through it.
I can imagine you being the ultimate menace.
Not a menace. That was just part of
the suburb.
That was part of life.
That's what it was about, and you know the good thing with the students here and with you know this sort of an awareness program is, you know, that those grass clippings, they don't get burnt now. They got compost bins here. They understand what composting means to building soil, but then the soil being built with organic matter then creates a sponge which holds the water, and then if that holds the water, then the plants and seeds will germinate, the plants will grow, and then you tie it back into everything we're talking about here. So, you know, it's nice to see this narrative around biodiversity get a simple task around it, like go out and take photos, get your macro lens out, you know, in terms of your goggles, put your nature goggles on and take pictures. And when you look up close, then you become personal with it. And if they become personal with it, then they'll want to protect it.
It's a big knock-on effect, isn't it? I know Miguel Maestre talks about this too, that if kids are growing their food, seeing where the food comes from, learning to cook some of their food, it helps them in their diet and all the knock-on effects that garden and food awareness creates.
This is the society.
Yeah, because, you know, we've talked biodiversity. As you said, Amanda, you talk food production and what the children are growing or what they're growing at home or here at school. And then you can start to fold in, you know, First Nations perspectives and bush tucker and understanding local native species and what they've been providing to this landscape for thousands of years. And then, of course, there's waste and waste. Dealing with waste and waste management through composting and creating that humus to then, you know, whether it's a worm farm or a compost bin, the humus is the engine room. The soil is that place where it all begins through water and air and fertility. So yeah, it's nice to So whether you get them through the food angle, whether you get them through the science and spiders and entomology, or whether you bring them in through Indigenous bush tucker storytelling, or whether you bring them in through the waste, there's so many ways we can engage children with nature. And then the more they're engaged, then they can love it and protect it.
Certainly a better birds and bees talk than our parents gave us, that's for sure.
Costa, we're enjoying. I'm going to get my nature goggles on and my nature swimming costume on, if you know what I mean.
Well, Jonesy, that's what we want to see, and the kids will be. The kids
Stay
will
away
be
from the
stoked. I
school.
mean, they want active adults.
They don't want me walking around that school in my nature swimming costume.
No, that's right. We want clothed adults.
Yeah, maybe a bit more than the nature budgie smugglers.
Well, Costa, it's always great to talk to you. juniorlandcare.org.au. Make sure you check that out. Costa Georgiadis, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure, Jonesy. Lovely to chat, Amanda.
Nice to talk to you, Costa.